Hi, welcome to the Shasta College PACE Office YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to show you how to request and examine the testing center through AIM. Alright, so first I'd like you to log into your Shasta portal. As you can see here, I am on my app's dashboard. And next, I'll have you scroll down and find the AIM or PACE tile. Now that you're logged into AIM, as you can see here, we want to make sure that if you have any forms that you need to sign, that you sign those. Once your forms are signed, we want to make sure that we have our accommodations requested for the term. As you can see here, the accommodations for summer are already requested, so now we want to make sure that we have the access to the testing center accommodation for this specific class. If you need help requesting your accommodations, please reference the other video on our YouTube channel, How to Request Your Accommodations. So let's click on the accommodation request here and see if we have the testing center accommodation, which we do. Now that that's all in order, we'll go back to the overview page. Now we're going to actually find our request and fill it out. So we're going to scroll down to the bottom left-hand corner, go to Alternative Testing, and click it. Then we're going to scroll down again to schedule an exam and select the class the exam is for. Once you've done that, you can hit the Schedule the Exam button. So some instructors preload the exams in AIM. If your instructor hasn't preloaded your quiz or exam, then you need to fill out the request yourself. We recommend 3 business days in advance for exams or quizzes and 7 days in advance for midterms or finals. So let's choose the exam type. We have exam, final, or quiz. Let's do an exam. Now we want to pick the date and the time to take the exam in the testing center. You usually put down the day you would take the exam if you were in class to be consistent, but sometimes there are special circumstances like instructor approval, illness flare-ups, or if you have an evening class. Let's say you have an exam for next week Monday at 2 o'clock. Now we want to do the standard length of the exam in minutes. Standard means how long you have to complete the exam if you were to take it in class without any accommodations. If you have the entire class to complete an exam, and your class goes from noon to 2, then the standard length of the exam is 2 hours. But this request wants it in minutes, so if the standard length of the exam is 1 hour, you need to put 60 into this box. If your instructor says you have an hour and a half, you need to put 90 minutes into this box. 2 hours, 120 minutes, and so forth. Please make sure that the standard length of the exam is in minutes. I promise you, you do not want to have 2 minutes to finish your exam. For this example, we'll just do 2 hours or 120 minutes. Now we're going to do services requested as applicable. If you would like to have extra accommodations for this exam, click the corresponding boxes. You'll want to hit Access to Testing Center, obviously. We have extra time, and it will automatically multiply the minutes you put into the length of the exam box. It will also tell you what time the exam starts and ends just below. If you need any additional materials, like a calculator for a math exam, additional lighting, magnification, click these boxes here. And if you have anything you'd like the testing center to know, you can leave them an additional note here. Please take the time to review the information in your request and see that everything is correct, and read the terms and conditions. Scroll down, hit Add Exam Request, and you're done. The only thing you have to do is come into the testing center during the time of your exam. They're located in the 2200 building next to the cafeteria in room 2215. If you walk into the building, there is a sign on the ceiling that points to the room. If there are any issues, the testing center will reach out to you by phone or email. If you need to reach out to them for any questions, you can call them at 530-242-7751, or you can email them at testcenter@shastacollege.edu. If you need help filling out your exam request or have questions about testing center accommodations, please contact the PACE office at 530-242-7789. We have staff available to walk you through the process. And that's all. Thank you for watching.